COVID-19 vaccine.
I don't like getting sick. The virus will die. It will be easy to not catch it. Keep my family safe and keep playing soccer. Because I love being vaccinated.
What's your hope for everyone?
I hope everybody gets the vaccine to keep safe and strong. Be happy, having fun everywhere. Everyone stay safe and hope you get the vaccine.
Let's whoop it up for these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the cheering going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. In the face of COVID-19, staying healthy is important. And now the same is true as we face the flu. Influenza has the potential to infect millions, putting lives and the healthcare system at risk. Fortunately, it's easy to protect yourself. The flu vaccine is safe and effective, and with COVID-19 still spreading, it's essential. To see how you can hit this virus head-on, visit michigan.gov/flu. Now that the vaccine is available for children 5 and up, why do you recommend it?
Kids are part of the community and they can spread COVID.
We're seeing both healthy children getting sick from the virus as well as children with underlying health conditions.
They can easily bring the virus home to other people that are vulnerable and make them sick as well.
This vaccine can change that and keep children safe.
It's essential that your children get vaccinated to protect them, to protect your families, and to protect those in the community around you.
I'm feeling good.
Let's savor these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the dining out going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. Let's relish these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the festivals going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. Can I ask you a question? Why do you want to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I don't like getting sick. The virus will die. It will be easy to not catch it. Keep my family safe and keep playing soccer. Because I love being vaccinated.
What's your hope for everyone?
I hope everybody gets the vaccine to keep safe and strong. Be happy, having fun everywhere. Everyone stay safe and hope you get the vaccine.
Let's whoop it up for these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the cheering going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. In the face of COVID-19, staying healthy is important. And now the same is true as we face the flu. Influenza has the potential to infect millions, putting lives and the healthcare system at risk. Fortunately, it's easy to protect yourself. The flu vaccine is safe and effective, and with COVID-19 still spreading, it's essential. To see how you can hit this virus head-on, visit michigan.gov/flu. Now that the vaccine is available for children 5 and up, why do you recommend it?
Kids are part of the community and they can spread COVID.
We're seeing both healthy children getting sick from the virus as well as children with underlying health conditions.
They can easily bring the virus home to other people that are vulnerable and make them sick as well.
This vaccine can change that and keep children safe.
It's essential that your children get vaccinated to protect them, to protect your families, and to protect those in the community around you.
I'm feeling good.
Let's savor these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the dining out going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date.
You're listening to your radio homes for the Megacast, 89.3 WBLD Orchard Lake and 88.1 WBFH Bloomfield Hills. Today's edition of the Megacast begins now. Welcome to the Megacast, our live local daily TV show and radio and streaming show as well, looking into all things Michigan. I'm Tyler Keeft. Today we'll be talking to a number of people about topics of interest and importance to Michiganders just like you. Let's begin with what's making headlines today on CivicCenterTV.com's local news page. Our first story comes from Jasmine Barmore at the Detroit Free Press. A staple of Bloomfield Township was shot up on Sunday by a disgruntled employee, wounding one person and causing a pursuit that ended in Southfield, with the shooter taking his life. A 53-year-old man drove up on Steve's Deli and opened fire on Sunday, fleeing the scene immediately following the shooting. When he was approached by Southfield police for a traffic stop, he ended his life before officers were able to make contact. In the shooting, a 53-year-old woman who was also an employee at the deli was injured. However, her injuries are not life-threatening. Our thoughts, of course, with her and with the entire crew over at Steve's Deli during this time after a really scary situation there on Sunday. Also making headlines today from Kim Kozlowski at the Detroit News. Next month will spell the end of legal smokeless tobacco and vaping at all University of Michigan campuses. Effective November 17th, the same day as the Great Smokeout event held by the American Cancer Society, the university will ban vaping 11 years following its on-campus smoking ban. The new policy also prohibits chewing tobacco, otherwise known as chew or dip, from being used on campus as well. The ban reaches across all campus property, including university vehicles, buildings, and facilities. The ban, however, does not include privately owned vehicles or sidewalks adjacent to these campuses, which are not under the purview of the University of Michigan. However, if you are on campus anywhere, and that is U of M Ann Arbor, U of M Flint, and U of M Dearborn, effective November 17th, you are no longer allowed to vape on campus or use smokeless tobacco products such as dip. Finally, making headlines today on CivicCenterTV.com's local news page from MLive's Priya Shahi. We're not far away from that time of the year where we shift back our clocks an hour and lose what's left of our precious daylight. Daylight saving time begins Sunday, November 6th at 2 a.m., where we'll, quote, fall back and end our period of, quote, springing forward, and close the quote. Before the big change, you will notice in about a week that the days will seem shorter. You'll have less daylight. It'll get darker earlier as we approach a return to standard time. There's been plenty of debate over the years about the origins of daylight saving time, and especially on its utility in modern age. I say whatever we can do to keep as much sunlight during our days as possible, we should be doing. Does daylight saving time really benefit our society at large at this point in time? Of course, in the past, it's been beneficial to those in agriculture. And of course, it still is beneficial to those in agricultural industries and others that, get up early and are begin their work outdoors, especially in the early morning hours, and work throughout the day until it is dark. Of course, that does benefit them. But at this point in time, we're no longer largely an agricultural society here in Michigan, here in the U.S., which begs the question, do we really need to fall back in the autumn and spring forward in the spring? That being said, ask me again about my opinion after I get that extra hour of sleep beginning in November. All those headlines are on our website, CivicCenterTV.com, on our local news page, along with links to COVID-19 updates from the CDC, the MDHHS, and the Oakland County Health Division. We have a great show ahead on this Monday edition of the Megacast. Coming up next, we'll talk to Blake Monkowski from the Oakland University Gender and Sexuality Center. You're watching and listening to the Megacast.
Let's relish these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the festivals going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. Can I ask you a question? Why do you want to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I don't like getting sick. The virus will die. It will be easy to not catch it. Keep my family safe and keep playing soccer because I love being vaccinated.
What's your hope for everyone?
I hope everybody gets the vaccine to keep safe and strong. Be happy, having fun everywhere. Everyone stay safe and hope you get the vaccine.
Let's whoop it up for these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the cheering going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. In the face of COVID-19, staying healthy is important. And now the same is true as we face the flu. Influenza has the potential to infect millions, putting lives and the healthcare system at risk. Fortunately, it's easy to protect yourself. The flu vaccine is safe and effective, and with COVID-19 still spreading, it's essential. To see how you can hit this virus head on, visit michigan.gov/flu. Now that the vaccine is available for children 5 and up, why do you recommend it?
Kids are part of the community and they can spread COVID.
We're seeing both healthy children getting sick from the virus as well as children with underlying health conditions.
They can easily bring the virus home to other people that are vulnerable and make them sick as well.
This vaccine can change that and keep children safe.
It's essential that your children get vaccinated to protect them, to protect your families, and to protect those in the community around you.
I'm feeling good.
Let's savor these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the dining out going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date.
Welcome back to the Megacast, our live daily 5 days per week TV, radio, and streaming show about all things Michigan. I'm Tyler Kieft. Learn more about our program on civiccentertv.com/megacast, where you'll find more information on all of our partnering stations all across the Great Lakes state and find our full shows and individual interviews on demand as well. Well, Oakland University, of course, over the last several years and decades, really has become more and more known for being an inclusive and welcoming campus for people of all different kinds and all different lifestyles. And recently, they were awarded as Campus Pride, one of Campus Pride's 2022 Best of the Best for LGBTQ plus students. Here to talk about this honor for Oakland University, as well as what has brought Oakland to this point of being able to be honored in this way, is Blake Bonkowski. He is the coordinator for the Gender and Sexuality Center at Oakland University. Blake, thanks for being with us again.
Thank you for having me again. Always good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you as well, Blake. And congratulations on being named one of Campus Pride's Best of the Best for LGBTQ students at Oakland University. It's a great honor for the campus. And what does that mean for your center as the coordinator for the Gender and Sexuality Center, but also for the status of Oakland University as a welcoming place for people of all different kinds and all different backgrounds?
Yeah, so being named one of the best by Campus Pride indicates that you have reached a rating of 5 out of 5 stars. And so there are 40 campuses that were able to do that this year. We are one of them. We are one of 2 in the state of Michigan. It's us and the University of Michigan. And for us, coming from the first time we submitted the assessment, we were at 2.5 stars. To come this far over the last decade and be at 5 is a huge achievement for us. It can certainly be challenging to compete with other universities that may have significantly more funding than us in a lot of cases. And to be able to still reach that high mark really shows the commitment of our students and our staff and our faculty to one step at a time, one criteria at a time, just pushing things forward. So we're very proud of all that hard work.
And in terms of that hard work, what has been done, especially in recent years, to sort of bridge those gaps between where you were 2.5 stars just a few years ago to now being considered one of the best places in the entire country for college-age people to go, to be in an inclusive and welcoming community, despite whatever their backgrounds might be?
Yeah, so some huge wins have been implementing our preferred name policy. So at Oakland, students can input the name that they use authentically in their life, whether they're trans or non-binary, or just use a nickname. And that can be on their ID, that can be on their class rosters, and that really helps students to not have to constantly out themselves and constantly explain themselves. We also, in that time, implemented some additional protections around non-discrimination. So it is against OU policy to discriminate against anyone based on gender identity, expression, or sexual orientation. And we were able to do that well before the state of Michigan did. We also have, in the last 5 years, established our LGBTQ studies minor. And we have continued to expand our programming and our resources for students. A huge change for us has just been the growth of our Pride Month, which runs mid-March to mid-April, and having offices all around campus join us to do programming during that time. So there's a lot of different moving pieces. There's programming, there's policies, but it all kind of combines together to where LGBTQ plus students should be able to come to Oakland and have as positive experience as possible, we hope.
We're joined by Blake Bonkowski. He's the coordinator of Oakland University's Gender and Sexuality Center, joining us on today's edition of the Megacast. Learn more about the center by visiting oakland.edu/GSC, oakland.edu/GSC, to learn more about this program that has been in place at Oakland University now for 17 years, founded in 2005 on the campus of Oakland University. And you mentioned the support from the campus administration and the differences between funding between a college like Oakland University and another college like the University of Michigan, which is in a similar territory in terms of its inclusivity of the LGBTQ plus community across the U.S. and that same standing with Campus Pride and other organizations. So from your perspective, as someone that works with the administration and with those in the LGBTQ plus community on the campus of Oakland University, what makes that partnership work so well to not only create these programs and establish these programs, but to make sure those efforts that are being put forth, put these programs in place, are effective and benefit those students that are in this often marginalized community?
Yeah, so for us, the making sure things work for students starts by having students involved at every step of the way. So one thing that we have brought back in the last year or so is really advertising the center as a social space where students can just come, hang out, meet each other, and to be amongst those chosen family and to build those relationships. And by having those students just around all the time, it's a lot easier for us to ask questions, to ask what they need, to just hear their daily conversations and respond to those. So for example, we've had a lot of students this year talking about teaching each other about asexuality. And so in the winter, we're going to let them get on a stage and teach that to even more people. I had a great mentor a few years back who had said, people invest in what they helped to create. And so that's really important for us to hire students and to have students around. With administration, the biggest change I've seen in the last decade is I think folks just truly understanding what the challenges are for LGBTQ plus students and recognizing that they're real and that they require, from an equity lens, they require specific attention and specific resources. A thing that's been huge for us is in our diversity, equity, and inclusion committee, in our plans, increasing funding to the center and increasing collaboration was one of the institutional goals for the last 2 years. And so we're very thankful to be one of the areas in the university that's really considered to be important for growth. All the universities in Michigan are struggling right now with funding, but that we've been very lucky so far that the university has been able to see that we need every dollar we have, and that organizations around us, corporations and small businesses, have also taken note and started to reach out and support us as well. So we're really appreciative of that continued and increased support that we've seen in the last year.
And you mentioned that certain communities, especially marginalized communities, they need specific resources to be able to live that normal life, or quote unquote normal life that others in non-marginalized or not so marginalized communities are able to live, especially in a tough environment like a campus environment. So what are some of those specific resources to benefit those in the LGBTQ plus community? Because as much as that is a broad scope community, there are certain constraints too, and certain resources that are needed for different groups of people in those LGBTQ plus communities.
Yes. So a huge part of what we do is helping LGBTQ plus students just be aware of what does exist on our campus. So having an LGBTQ plus identity doesn't mean that you get an automatic download of any kind of knowledge about the community or about our center. So it's important for us that students know if they are struggling at home with family, we can help them navigate the coming out process, or to plan around their safety, whether they choose to come out or not. We've helped connect students to gender affirming medical care. We help connect students to therapy on and off campus. We also work with students who are struggling on campus, whether that's a policy that's not quite where it needs to be, an instructor who's maybe not being affirmative of one of these communities, peers, roommates, folks who are causing trouble for them, that we can often help them out of those situations or help make those situations better. We also offer a discussion group once a month for students to come share their experiences within the community. We have Gender Sexuality Alliance student group for that social element. We have a virtual and physical resource library, including a lending library with over 250 books focused on the community. A lot of those are workbooks where students can explore their own gender identity, or sexual orientation, or learn skills how to be a better ally. And we have those available for free for students rather than having to find those, to know they exist, to purchase them. We want to help minimize those barriers. And we also see a lot of students helping to educate each other about their experiences in the community. So as a trans person myself, I came into the center in 2010, not really knowing what trans people were. And then I was surrounded by what became my own community. That's how I learned what a chest binder was, or what types of medical care existed for me. And so really just trying to plug folks into the community and help connect them to each other in whatever ways we can.
Oakland.edu/GSC for more information and those resources. If you are in one of these communities and are in need of some help or some assistance from the university itself, from Oakland University, or just pointing in some directions for peer mentoring or other guidance and a number of issues that amount for the LGBTQ plus community, Oakland University's Gender and Sexuality Center can be found at oakland.edu/GSC. Blake, another few minutes with you before we'll say goodbye today. Anything else that's coming up through the Gender and Sexuality Center that would be interesting for our community to know about, or other topics we haven't discussed that would be important for our audience to know about the GSC?
Yeah, so a couple of events I want to highlight. Tomorrow we are doing one of our Serving Up Knowledge sessions, which are kind of our hot topics, educational sessions. We really try to aim those so that no matter what knowledge you have, you're going to learn something from it. So tomorrow from noon to 2, in the Oakland Center, room 128, we are hosting a session about faces of the LGBTQ plus rights movement. And for those not connected to our campus, that'll be available, recorded and available for you all to view later as well. We also do SAFE training once a month. Our next one coming up is October 11th from 3 to 4:30. And we would appreciate folks following us on social media, OU_GSC everywhere, so you can see, especially as we get closer to Pride Month, everything else we have going on.
Yeah, plenty of events coming up throughout October and November, including those SAFE trainings on campus, as well as their Serving Up Knowledge series. They'll also be participating in the Gender and Sexuality Center in the Center for Civic Engagements after Roe, the Constitution, Rights, Policy, and Politics seminar being held by the Center for Civic Engagement. That is on October 11th, also at the Oakland Center. And that will be at 7 p.m. at the Oakland Center on the campus of Oakland University, free to the public to go to that event. Register online at oakland.edu. And of course, for more information on the Gender and Sexuality Center, oakland.edu/GSC. Blake, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you again.
Appreciate it. Blake Bonkowski, coordinator of the Oakland University Center for Gender and Sexuality Center at Oakland University. We'll take a break. On the other side, many Michiganders have one of their favorite hobbies listed as fishing. Coming up next, where you can go fishing for trash. Interesting hobby. Yes, definitely. But something that could also be very important. Learn more about that coming up next on the Megacast.
Let's relish these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the festivals going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. Can I ask you a question? Why do you want to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I don't like getting sick. The virus will die. It will be easy to not catch it. Keep my family safe and keep playing soccer because I love being vaccinated.
What's your hope for everyone?
I hope everybody gets the vaccine to keep safe and strong. Be happy, having fun everywhere. Everyone stay safe and hope you get the vaccine.
Let's whoop it up for these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the cheering going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. In the face of COVID-19, staying healthy is important. And now the same is true as we face the flu. Influenza has the potential to infect millions, putting lives and the healthcare system at risk. Fortunately, it's easy to protect yourself. The flu vaccine is safe and effective, and with COVID-19 still spreading, it's essential. To see how you can hit this virus head on, visit michigan.gov/flu.
Welcome back to the Megacast, our live daily 5 days per week TV, radio, and streaming show talking about all things Michigan. I'm Tyler Kieft. Learn more about our program on our website, civiccentertv.com/megacast, where you'll find more info on all of our partnering stations across the Great Lakes State and find all of our full shows and individual interviews on demand as well. civiccentertv.com/megacast. One of Michigan's favorite activities and something you can do all across the Great Lakes State is go out on our many waterways and go fishing. But sometimes it's best to put aside the fishing for fish and instead fish for trash. Joining us now to talk about that is Tom Nardon. He is the founder of Trash Fishing, joining us on today's Megacast. Tom, thanks for being with us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Appreciate having you on. So interesting thing you've come up with. It is a new sport, and it's not fishing, it's trash fishing. It's a different kind of fishing altogether. Tell us about trash fishing, what it is, and how you came up with this idea.
Well, first, I'll tell you what it is, and I have to give credit for the idea to my son. It was actually his idea. So trash fishing is fishing for trash. we go out on the waterways, and instead of, comparing how many crappie or bass you catch, we grab trash out of the waterways. And unlike a fishing trip, which might lead you a limit of like 5 or 6 pieces, we can bring in hundreds and hundreds of pieces of trash. Some giant things, some little things. So that's basically what it is. You take your fishing boat out and you go gather trash. And it was invented by my son. I run another group called the Detroit Mower Gang, where we mow parks and clean up trash in the Detroit parks, abandoned parks and playgrounds. And he was coming out with us, and he was too young to ride the lawn tractors and stuff. So he was mainly picking up trash with the grabbers. And I think he saw one of those videos with like the turtle with the straw sticking out of its nose, and he was like, Dad, we need to save the turtles. We need to take trash out of the ocean. It's like, well, we live in Michigan, kid. So there's really not a lot of ocean. So instead we bought a very small, like a Zodiac boat, and we went out in the Detroit River and very quickly filled the boat with trash. So we figured we were onto something.
So what ultimately is the goal of trash fishing? Obviously, you want to bring in as much trash as possible, clean up these waterways, but considering how much littering there is, how dirty up our local waterways or state waterways are, can trash fishing really move that needle forward?
Yeah, actually, the waterways are a lot cleaner than you think. Like when I tell people from other parts of the country that we're out on the Detroit River, I think they think of Detroit as maybe a dirty place. And so the Detroit River must be a dirty place. But the waterway is really clean. Like we'll see large stretches of it with no trash. But it's our goal is to make it really fun, a fun adventure. Trash fishing is really fun, actually. You never know what you're going to find. You find all this weird stuff, and you kind of never know where you're going to find it. It ends up being a little bit like deer hunting, where deer hunters will sort of use a plan, and regular fishermen will use a plan to figure out where the fish might be. We do the same thing with the trash. Like you can look at a satellite map and say, okay, the river flows this way, and there's this island with a cove facing this way, and the river's coming this way. So I bet you some trash collects in there. And then you drive your boat out there, and sure enough, you might find what we call a honey hole, which is a fishing term for a place with a lot of fish. That would, for us, would be a place with a lot of trash. So, yeah, so it's fun to go out and explore. We keep our boats in, there's mainly three guys that do it, 3 or 4 guys that do it. And so 3 boats. And we keep them down in Wyandotte, and we'll go all the way up to Belle Isle sometimes, and then all the way down to Lake Erie. And just, it depends on the weather. If the weather's great, we'll go for a ride. And if the weather's cruddy, then we'll stay close.
So when you go out fishing, you take some bait and some tackle, maybe different bait for different fish that you're aiming to catch. But there's no way you're baiting in the trash when you're out there trash fishing. So what sort of tools are you using to collect the trash out in the waterways?
Sure. I wish I had a couple to show you, but there's nothing. Well, the first thing we're going to do is to take water bottles, because it's probably no surprise to you that the number one thing we pull out of the water are water bottles. So you won't see anyone that's ever come out with us drink bottled water again. It's disgusting how many water bottles we will pull out of our waterways. Hundreds and hundreds of them an hour. It's unbelievable. But the tools of the trade are a few things. One is a grabber, like a trash grabber. They make these things. You buy them at Home Depot. They're used for picking up, anything really. People in wheelchairs sometimes use them to reach your grabber. And everybody has their sort of favorite. Just like fishing rods, everybody has a fishing rod they like. In this case, everybody has sort of a grabber. Like I like the one made by Unger. It's $17. So it's an investment. And then the other thing is sometimes you'll come upon like a cove where there's some stagnant water, and you'll see bits of micro pieces of styrofoam and things and bottle caps floating. And they're just all out there, just a blanket of trash. And, you just can't get each one with a grabber. So I have a lacrosse goalie net. And I bought it at Play Again Sports. I had like a 50% off coupon. And I showed up when this thing one day I spent $15 on it. And I tell you what, you can swipe that thing and you can pull in like mounds of styrofoam and stuff like that at a time. My buddy Charlie has the paint roller, right?
Yeah.
The tool that has it goes like this.
Yeah.
Like that. That you put the roller on. Well, he has one of those where it's just the metal part. It looks like a big hook. Like it looks like a dental pick, but man-sized. And he has it on an extended pole, like one of those ones you use to paint a really tall wall.
Sure.
And he can stand on the front of the boat, and if the shore is real rocky, he can pull the trash off of a rocky shore with that. So that's that's Charlie. He's a real creative guy with the techniques and that sort of stuff.
This is really interesting to put this effort forward, and then just the methods you use to go about it. If you want to learn more, trashfishing.com is their website, trashfishing.com, to learn more information and to get involved. So typically, Tom, when you go out on one of these waterways with all your different tools and creative different ways and receptacles for collecting this trash, what is typically a good haul when you go out there? For people that are fishing, they think, okay, I catch a few of these fish and I've had a good day out on the water. For you, and when you're trash fishing, what defines that?
Sure. Well, I went out 2 days this weekend. It was a great weekend for trash fishing. It wasn't too hot. It was sunny. So my daughter and I went out, and they opened the Canadian border. So we went over to the Canadian shore. So for 2.5 years, we haven't been able to fish half of our trash fishing grounds. So we went over to this place called Fighting Island, and we filled our boat. We have a 17-foot boat. We filled our boat with trash. So I don't know how many cubic feet or cubic yards that is, but that's a lot of trash. And so usually we weigh things, like when a lot of our trash fishing events are contests, like fishing contests, and we do who can bring the most weight, the biggest piece of trash, and the most unusual piece of trash. So yesterday I went out with the boys, and we had found on the Rouge River, we had found a mound of shingles someone had dumped on the shore. And they were like, the next rainstorm, they were going to get swept away into the water. So we went out there, and we estimate that we pulled 2,000 pounds of trash off of the shore of the Rouge yesterday. We had 3 tires with wheels. We had buckets and buckets of shingles, and then just bags and bags of debris. So that's a big day. A ton. That's a ton, We do a fundraiser every year. We try to raise $1 for every pound of trash we're going to pull. But I'd say in general, we pull about 6,000 or 7,000 pounds of trash, and we only spend about $3,000 a year to do it. So
we're joined by Tom Nardon. He is the founder of Trash Fishing, joining us on today's edition of the Megacast. More information can be found on trashfishing.com, trashfishing.com. And Tom, I was thinking about this. After you haul all this trash in each of these sessions, where does it end up? Where do you take it? Because the last thing you want is to have people like you and others that trash fish with you to go out there, collect all this trash. It gets hauled off somewhere and it ends up blowing back into these waters.
Right. Sure. Well, one thing is, unfortunately, all of it's so dirty, it can't be recycled. Like, you can't take a filthy water bottle. Once it's been in the waterways, it's not recyclable anymore. In fact, you do more damage to the recycling stream by trying to recycle it than you would not. But we are really thankful. The city of Ecorse, there's an Ecorse boat launch. So there's a boat launch in Ecorse, and they have a dumpster there. So we dock at the boat launch, and we run all the stuff to the dumpster. So it's a great service by the city of Ecorse. I don't even know if they know that they're supporting us, but they must see the trash, being delivered there. So so that's a great thing. Once in a great while, the Ecorse dumpster will be overflowing, or it won't be there for some reason, in which case we just throw it in our trucks, and I bring it to my work dumpster here in Troy. But usually the city of Ecorse takes it.
And for those that want to get into trash fishing, but they also, want to have some friendly competition, you do occasionally have events where you turn trash fishing into a sport. Tell us about those and how people can participate.
Yeah, thank you for asking. Almost every time we go out, it's a contest, and it's free. In fact, we have grabbers. We use these reusable trash bags that drain really well, and they can carry anything. They're actually recycled from machine shops They used to hold like steel billets and things. So really heavy duty stuff. We'll lend you all the gear you're going to need. You just need a fishing boat. And you find out about these things on our Facebook page. We run about 8 contests a year. They're free, they're fun. Unlike fishing, where you have to get up early in the morning to catch the fish or go late at night, the trash is there no matter what. So we go out at like 1 p.m. so you can sleep in. Your kids, your teenagers can sleep in. You can come out with us. And we have we do a fundraiser. I mentioned we have a fundraiser once a year, and those funds go to pay for us to get tacos afterwards.
Ooh.
So not only is it free to join, not only will we give you the gear you need, we make sure the trash is hauled away, and we'll feed you afterwards.
Facebook.com/trashfishing to join the community and participate in some of those events, or you can go to their website at trashfishing.com to learn more. Trashfishing.com for all the information you need to know on this really fascinating effort being put on by Tom and his family and his friends as well. So they're going out on our waterways all throughout our local area and working to clean them up. Tom, anything else we should know about trash fishing at this time? We have a couple more minutes with you.
No, it's just I really want to stress that it's fun. It's an adventure. It feels very much like a Tom Sawyer type of thing to do. You never know what you're going to see. Like yesterday, we were out on the Rouge. We went up to the area because we had seen this pile of shingles a week prior. A week prior, we pulled a hot tub out of the Rouge River. There was a hot tub out there just floating away, waiting to be, basically bang into rocks until it turned into microplastics that our fish will eat and will end up in our stomachs. So there's just all sorts of stuff. So yesterday we found 3 spare tires. I don't know how they get into the river. 2 of them were matching. So someone lost 2 tires from their trailer or something. I have no idea how that works. Other times we found a safe. We found U.S. Coast Guard beacon. We found giant dams that are used when you refill freighters. It's just the amount of stuff, the construction barrels, the fire extinguishers. I had no idea bowling balls could float. We found kids, like those 6-pound bowling balls, the light ones for kids. Apparently that's light enough to float because we found one on the shore of the river. It's always an adventure. I don't think I've ever gone out once and thought, we didn't find anything new this time.
You can experience the adventure yourself. Trashfishing.com or Facebook.com/trashfishing for more. Tom, thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. More information again, one more time, trashfishing.com. Learn about all that you need to know about trash fishing, the process of it, how you can participate, the origins of it, everything you need to know at trashfishing.com and join the community. Facebook.com/trashfishing. We'll take a break on the Megacast. When we come back, we're in the thick of the fall season now. We're heading toward the holidays. That means it's time to learn about some of the great toys you can get as gifts for the family that are not only fun, but also in many cases educational. Nori Clark from Toyology Toys joins us next on the Megacast.
Now that the vaccine is available for children 5 and up, why do you recommend it?
Kids are part of the community and they can spread COVID.
We're seeing both healthy children getting sick from the virus as well as children with underlying health conditions.
They can easily bring the virus home to other people that are vulnerable and make them sick as well.
This vaccine can change that and keep children safe.
It's essential that your children get vaccinated to protect them, to protect your families, and to protect those in the community around you.
I'm feeling good.
Let's savor these moments. Made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the dining out going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. Let's relish these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the festivals going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. Can I ask you a question? Why do you want to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I don't like getting sick. The virus will die. It will be easy to not catch it. Keep my family safe and keep playing soccer because I love being vaccinated.
What's your hope for everyone?
I hope everybody gets the vaccine to keep safe and strong. Be like happy, having fun everywhere. Everyone stay safe and hope you get the vaccine.
Welcome back to the Megacast, our live local daily TV, radio, and streaming show about all things Michigan. I'm Tyler Kieft. Learn more about the program by visiting civiccentertv.com/megacast, where you'll find more information on all of our partnering stations all across the Great Lakes state, including My Michigan TV, and find all of our full episodes and individual interviews on demand. We're heading into the holiday season here pretty soon, and that's about the time of the year where you think about getting new and interesting toys as gifts for the entire family. But these toys can often have many benefits just beyond simple fun. Joining us now to talk about that and more is the owner of Toyology Toys, Nori Clark, joins us on today's Megacast. Nori, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate having you on. So Toyology Toys, really interesting family-owned business here in our local area. Tell us about some of the products that you provide and the services you provide at Toyology.
So we are a full-service toy store, toys from infants through adults. Everyone needs to have fun, especially after the past few years we've had. So we've got everything from games, puzzles, arts and crafts, science, outdoor, indoor, full range. We do pick our products, I handpick every product we carry in the store for play value. And our theme going forward this year is the power of play and how important it is to play. We're actually having an event this week with a couple other experts in the area, a tutor, Elise Belkin as a tutor, and Kelly Hosmer as a therapist, as well as my daughter-in-law, Jana Clark, who is a teacher and ASD certified autist in autism. So we have toys for everybody.
Yeah, it's really interesting too, because a lot of your toys, it's different than many other toy stores where they really focus on these toys that are specifically for fun and for engaging and something that's energetic and maybe tires the kids out, but gives them an opportunity to let out some of that energy. Your toy store certainly has all those products in bulk, but also has many of these different games that are both educational and interactive and allow the whole family to get involved.
True. So, some of our points that toys are actually tools for life. They teach kids about negotiation, about cooperation, empathy. Our toys help for development, for fine motor, gross motor, balance, language. They help strengthen self-worth and self-esteem. And they promote creativity and imagination and open play. We have a lot of open play that's very important.
So you mentioned the event. The event is Thursday, October 6th, 7 p.m. until 8 p.m. at Toyology Toys on Orchard Lake Road in West Bloomfield Township. That's at the Orchard Mall. Toyology Toys inside the Orchard Mall, Thursday, October 6th, 7 p.m. until 8 p.m. The event is empowering your children through play. Play promotes creativity, imagination, cognitive development, and bringing families together. What will be some of the activities that people will be able to participate in at this event? What can they learn at Toyology Toys on Thursday night?
So there won't be too many activities per se, but we will have our three experts. They will speak a little bit about why they think toys are tools and the power of play. They will stay in the store. We will have some free giveaways, and we will have 20% shopping that night only for anyone who attends. And we'll have a lot of people here who you can ask questions to and find out some great information and see our wonderful store.
So, Nori, how did you get this group of experts together? What went into deciding on this group to be curating this event at Toyology Toys and bringing this information and help out the families all across our local area?
Well, we all of us work with Sari Chipro, a local PR person. So she has brought us all together for this wonderful event, and hopefully we'll be collaborating much more in the future.
And what does this event speak to in terms of the vision of Toyology Toys, the business model of your company and what really your goals are beyond, of course, running a quality business, making a living off of selling these toys, but also what you want the community to see when they think of Toyology toys.
Well, I'm actually a pharmacist, gone toyologist. We had a local pharmacy in the area for many, many years, worn prescriptions, and I used to buy toys. And as my children got older, I saw the need, and I wasn't be able to work as a pharmacist as much, so I started growing the toy department in our pharmacy. And I had a tagline there that where families play healthy, they stay healthy. And I believe, from my medical background, it brings me a lot into the toy business because I truly believe that toys are very important in a family's health, a child's health, adults' health, even stroke patients or people in a assisted living or memory care place. There's so many things and so many toys that we could take them. Don't take candy and flowers. Take them something to hold, touch, and do.
Yeah, there's therapeutic benefits, certainly educational benefits from working with toys. And it's interesting, too, because of your medical background, being working in pharmacy, and you mentioned your daughter's background working in education, particularly with those that are on the autism spectrum. And then you bring in these other experts that really does speak to the vision of Toyology toys and all your locations. How does that play in, being that it is a family-owned business and you and others in your family that operate this business have so many different perspectives? How does that play into really the vision of Toyology toys and then putting that vision into action?
Well, I think we all have the same, base. We're all in it for the same reason, and we all look at things differently. So we bring a lot of different views, which helps with our product mix. We do a lot of catalogs. Here's a small one that we have. You can look online and get it, but here's our fall preview catalog. And then for the holidays, we'll have a large catalog. So we have a lot of print for people to see or click on our website. Our 3 locations are West Bloomfield, Bloomfield Hills, Royal Oak, and of course our online store. We have still continued to do curbside pickup for anyone who is leery or has babies in the car or would like to just order. You can call by phone, by FaceTime, or online pick up at your local store. And I also just wanted to get in for a second about shopping local and the importance. And so many people come in here and say, oh, I bought that online, I bought that online. And it's fine to buy online. Everyone buys online. But then they complain, on the other hand, that there's no place to shop. Well, none of us are going to be in business anymore if everyone shops online. So if you like to shop online, that's great. Just shop online to a local store, a local business that you can help support, that you want to see next year or the year after, because all of us will be gone if everyone just keeps shopping online.
Yeah, it's great too, because if you need any sort of assistance or you need questions asked or something wrong with maybe the product that you get, which happens in any industry
Right.
and with anything, you have someone in a physical location that's in your community that you can talk to directly, that's going to give you that special treatment you're not going to get from one of these major corporations that is going to have someone online that's across the country or across the world trying to help you with these different matters. And that also plays a key factor. You're seeing the faces that are behind the businesses that you're supporting, and they are often your neighbors, your friends, and people that are just connected through their local community. So shopping local is really important. Nori Clark is with us on the Megacast, owner of Toyology Toys, locations all throughout Oakland County, including in West Bloomfield Township at the Orchard Mall, where they'll be having an event Thursday night, 7 p.m. until 8 p.m. at their West Bloomfield location. That is 6389 Orchard Lake Road at the Orchard Mall. The event is empowering your children through play. Speak with many different experts, including Belkin Tutoring's founder, Elise Belkin, therapist Kelly Hausman, as well as Nori and Jenna Clark, the owners of Toyology Toys, about the benefits of play and the benefits of play with toys for people of all different ages. Get your questions answered, and of course, go in and shop local at this business, with those attending receiving 20% off their purchases at Toyology Toys. Nori, a few more minutes with you before we'll say goodbye today. Anything else that you'd like us to know about Toyology Toys, especially as we're going to be heading into holiday season pretty soon? People can get their shopping done early.
Well, what we're really known for is people will come in with their list, or whether it's a birthday or a holiday. I have a 3-year-old, boy or girl who really enjoys this, or who needs working on writing skills, who needs work with math skills, or I want to spend X dollars. And they come in with their little criteria. In a few minutes, our staff will help you pick the perfect gift, have it wrapped and out the door. And we do free gift wrapping. So that's also a bonus, even for the holidays.
all that great help you can get right here in your local area from people that will get to know you and get to know your kids over the years. Not only makes that help that much more great of assistance. Nori, thank you so much for joining us, and we appreciate you telling us about this upcoming event on Thursday.
Thank you so much.
Their website,
have a great day.
You as well. Their website is toyologytoys.com. Toyologytoys.com is their website where you can get more information on all their locations in the local area and also shop online and order curbside as well. Toyologytoys.com, and that event happening at the Orchard Mall, Empowering Your Children Through Play. That is this week, Thursday, October 6th, from 7 p.m. until 8 p.m. at their Orchard Mall location. The Orchard Mall, of course, located on Orchard Lake Road as you're heading south toward Maple. It's on the corner of Orchard Lake and Maple Road in West Bloomfield Township. Look for Toyology Toys, 7 o'clock until 8 p.m. that night. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll go through some of our resources online in case you're just tuning in or want to learn more information about what's going on in your local area and all throughout the state of Michigan on the Megacast. We'll be back after this very short break.
Let's whoop it up for these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the cheering going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. In the face of COVID-19, staying healthy is important. And now the same is true as we face the flu. Influenza has the potential to infect millions, putting lives and the healthcare system at risk. Fortunately, it's easy to protect yourself. The flu vaccine is safe and effective, and with COVID-19 still spreading, it's essential. To see how you can hit this virus head-on, visit michigan.gov/flu. Now that the vaccine is available for children 5 and up, why do you recommend it?
Kids are part of the community and they can spread COVID.
We're seeing both healthy children getting sick from the virus as well as children with underlying health conditions.
They can easily bring the virus home to other people that are vulnerable and make them sick as well.
This vaccine can change that and keep children safe.
It's essential that your children get vaccinated to protect them, to protect your families, and to protect those in the community around you.
Welcome back to the Megacast, our live local daily TV, radio, and streaming show about all things Michigan. I'm Tyler Kieft. Got about 2 minutes left in today's edition of the program, so if you're just tuning in, fear not, you can view us on demand anytime, any day. Usually our full episodes and individual interviews are posted sometime mid to late afternoon on our website, civiccentertv.com/megacast. There you'll also find all the places you can find us live and live to tape all throughout the Great Lakes State and learn more about their original programming as well. Again, that's civiccentertv.com/megacast. To keep up to date on COVID-19 information, of course, the show was born out of the COVID-19 pandemic and, of course, has changed with the pandemic over the last 2.5, 3 years almost here. And of course, you can learn more information about what's going on in the COVID-19 from the CDC, the MDHHS, and the Oakland County Health Division on our local news page at civiccentertv.com. Also on our local news page, we follow our top stories all across the state of Michigan on the COVID-19 front and beyond from many journalistic outlets all throughout different regions of Michigan. And while you're over there, you can click through to read those articles in full, read their supporting materials. And of course, if you have the means to do so, we highly encourage you to subscribe to those many different publications and support local journalism in your area as they continue to do great reporting on the front lines of many different kinds of stories all throughout the Great Lakes State that we are very thankful to be able to help you keep updated on this quick 1-hour program we have each and every day. Big thank you to all of our guests on today's edition of the Megacast. Blake Bunkowski from Oakland University's Gender and Sexuality Center, Tom Nardon from Trash Fishing, and of course, Nori Clark, the owner of Toyology Toys. You can find all these again on demand, civiccentertv.com/megacast, or join us live for new shows Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 11 o'clock. Big thank you as well to our crew, Calvin Brown and Jared Clark at Master Control at My Michigan TV, as well as our producer, the king of television, Larry Nyland. That does it for the Monday Megacast. We'll be back tomorrow with a new episode at 10 a.m.